Hello, and welcome to the Studded Garage. Today will be an introduction video into the Studded Garage ourselves, and then also an introduction video to our greatest creation, the 14 stud wide Lego MOC car. Let's dive in. And just a quick reminder, if you do like today's video, remember to leave a like and maybe subscribe. Now, some of you may have noticed that I have two sets out, as well as my own MOC cars, and that is the Ford Lego Creator Expert Mustang, and then also the Speed Champion Lamborghini Countach. And I have these here for two reasons. The first of which is obvious, and that is a size comparison. My 14 wide stud cars, I would say they're about a 1/24th scale model size. And so they're a lot smaller than the Creator Expert Mustang, so they don't have the turning wheels, but they are a lot bigger than the Speed Champion cars. So they have a lot of extra details. And the second reason that I have these guys out has to do with the models themselves. I absolutely love this Mustang, and it's what drew me back into Lego when I really started to collect again. I love cars. I am a car guy. I love Bugatti. So I love seeing cars that are done accurately. Ettore Bugatti himself famously said, if it's comparable, then it is no longer Bugatti. And I hold that true to Lego too, because they have been basically unmatched in design and, set capabilities since these bricks themselves have come out. So I love using Lego, and that's all I use to build these cars here. With that out of the way, I think it's time that I show you guys these MOC creations of mine, the 14 stud wide cars. I am super proud of these. You can trash talk them all you want. You can call them lame. It'll never make me think otherwise of these. I'm super proud of these. I'll show you a quick montage of pictures from where I started when I first moved into this house. It was the first time I moved out, so I just kind of had a lot of free time and I started diving in. But let's go through a couple of pictures to get to where we are now. I have a ton, and it's been a long time coming to this point, so don't get discouraged going through these. Anybody can learn how to build these, and if you want to implement any of the techniques that you see, I can do a detailed video of tips and tricks on how to make these a lot more solid, especially with the things that you may not see, like the structural stuff underneath. So anyway, with that, let me show you the pictures, and then we'll dive into each model. Let me just start out by saying I really don't care what y'all think, but this is free form, you know what I'm saying? This is ridiculous. Look at that tail end. I do this all just free form, you know what I'm saying? Just comes off my mind. I'm just oozing creativity. All right, hold up. Haters will say it's fake. So now that you've got a taste of where it all started, let's pick up where it is now. We've got 3 models in front of us. One over here to the left is our super lightweight race car model with our big old wang in the back, if you know what I'm saying. In our middle model would be our Halo model. This would be our top of the line model with the best technology and everything bells and whistles wise that you can ask for. Then this model would be our entry model. This would be a front engine car. By the way, these are both mid-engine cars. This one would be our front engine, and it's a 2-door coupe, you know, based, I would say, more off of a JDM, but you could argue it's pure enough to be a European sports car for sure. And the reason I have this angle is because I want to show you the height differences. We've got the JDM coupe or European sports car at the tallest. Then we've got the Halo model at the second tallest. Then we have our race car at the shortest, of course, so that it can be low and aerodynamic. But with that, let's dive into each individual car themselves, and we'll go through the features that make each one so special. We'll do a quick overview, and then I'll show you the stuff that's hidden that you may not be expecting. So let's get to it. So starting with the 2-door front engine sport coupe, this would be the most entry-friendly car. So this would probably cost the least, but it would be the best car for someone who has never owned a sports car before. So we've got a beautiful bubble-like headlight front end that goes up into a flat coupe-style roof and into a beautifully sloped back windshield with a nice little spoiler as an accent there. But then that back end meets on these corners that are just like, what? I'm really talking myself up, but I'm really proud of this model. We've got super angled front headlights with the front grille. And then we've got these beautiful little like wedges here in the front corner. Where's my finger? Those right there that would kind of like push the wind back up. And then we've these beautiful arches over the wheels. These hips are gorgeous on this car. But then let's dive into some of the features of this car. As I said, it's a 2-door coupe. So it does have 2 doors. I'll open this one because I don't want to reveal too much of what's going inside just yet. So here is an overshot of the doors open. Then we'll close those. And I said it was a front engine. So back here, we have a trunk. Active trunk. A pretty big trunk too. One of these wheels would actually fit in this trunk. So that's nice to know that you can drive around with a spare. And then we move around to the front, and this would be where the engine is. Now check this out. This is my favorite part of all of these cars. When you raise the hood, bam, twin turbo, straight 6-cylinder engine. This would be super mean sounding, incredible for this car, lightweight up in the front. Distributing weight throughout the car would just create this super nimble driving experience. So this one, I don't have a name. I don't think any of them have a name, but it is our entry model, but by no means is it a slouch at all. This thing's design, to me, is pure, and it's subtle, but it's mean, aggressive, and it really shows that you have something exotic and something bad. So let's move on to the next one. We'll do the lightweight sports car next so that we can get the Halo model last. So moving on to arguably my favorite car of the bunch right now, because it's so clean in my opinion. This would be our lightweight sports car. You can really tell because this thing has a huge spoiler on the back. And it's also the lowest car to the ground out of all of them. To me, this thing is gorgeous. I have never built anything this beautiful, in my opinion. Some might like the other 2 better, but to me, this was perfection. Especially every detail with the grille up here and the side vents, everything. To me, this car is perfect. But let's get into some of the features of this car. Like I said, we've got this beautiful giant wing, as long as it focuses, there we go. along with these awesome exhaust pipes that let out just below the wing, that make it look really cool from the top. But from the top, you can really tell that this thing is built to slide. This thing has a really, really bubbly front end, and a really European mid-engine exotic look to it. That's right, it is a mid-engine, so let's get back in here to show you the engine first, because this thing, look at that. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cylinders, 12 in total, a V12, beautiful, screaming engine. That thing would sound amazing going around a track. And with this one, I'll show you the doors from the top, because I don't want to reveal too much of what's inside just yet. And with this one, we don't have anything that opens in the front, because this would be the race car version. So this is a fixed hood. A lot of the older people watching this may know this, but who knows who's watching this? That's why I have to get into detail with some of this stuff. But then we've got the taillight setup. We've got 1, 2, 3 up here, so it's ready for track use. And of course, with a mid-engine car, one of my favorite design cues, a side intake. I just did this. This is a new feature on my car. It's one of those features where I'm still not over it. Every time I look at it, I get a little tingly inside. It's awesome. We've got a gas cap up here. Just a little, thing that I left. There's no gas cap on that one, but there was not a little thing that needed something there. So I just put a gas cap. So with that, it is our race car model. And I just wanted to go over the best features of this. And with the Halo model next, we're going to go through the best features. Everything is on this car. We'll get a look inside, and I'll show you why this car right here is the top dog of our lineup. And here we are. This is our Halo model car, meaning this is the car that sits at the top of the food chain in our lineup. Now, to understand why this car is still the Halo car and this one is not, it's because this one was built after this one. So the colors on this one are more pure, and there's a lot more subtle design cues. But this one was built with our best design and best building techniques that we had, i.e. me. But with that, I think that it still holds up to be the best car that we have in the lineup, and one of the best looking cars that I've personally ever built, ever. So with that, let's get into some of these designs. With the front, look at that. We've got a pure bubble front end, just like we did on the coupe, because this car is all about being pure style and luxury. And look at that. I think that captures that essence perfectly. But we're not done with features. With this car, we've got a few that are just amazing to really dive into. But we will hold the best for last. We'll go to here first. This is the W16 engine. I don't know if you can see it, but there's 2 layers of pistons squeezed in there. And then we've got these beautiful side vents that would be sucking in a whole lot of air for the quad turbo setup, by the way, in there. So that is a super fast car. But in the front, we have a frunk. That's right, we have a trunk in the front. You could put some bags in there. You could take a weekend out. Be the best. And not only that, I'll reveal to you what's going on in the interior of these cars, because don't you worry, these are completely built out. Oh yeah, there's a steering wheel in there. There are seats. There's a center console. Along with this one over here, let's sneak a peek into here. We've got the speedometer, the tachometer, the steering wheel, the seat. Yes. So that is right. I was hiding that because I wanted to show it on the Halo model, just showing you that the design does not stop on the outside for me. I love things that you can find later on, which brings us to the best feature of the Halo car. And that is a design cue that you have to look carefully for, because you won't see it if you just glance over. But some of you might have noticed those clamps right there. And guess what? Go fast enough, you will activate the active arrow spoiler. Yep, there's no way I would leave that off. That, to me, made my builds just a whole new level. When I figured this out, it just, interior started getting built out. Design just started getting solidified, everything. That active arrow spoiler is probably the coolest design feature I've ever been able to implement, in my opinion, to these cars. And yes, if you gotta stop, whoop, it'll come up super hard like a air brake. But with that, we've got one more feature that I want to show you, because this is not just all talk. I want to show you one secret that all of these cars have up their sleeve. All right, yes, that is right. For the final showpiece that I want to show you, check this out. I've been saying this is the lightweight race car, haven't I? Here we have a scale. Let me show you the weights of these. If we take the entry-level front engine sport coupe, throw it on there, that is 269. Let me do that again in shot. I didn't realize it was out of shot because I don't want anyone to think I fibbed. 270. So it was 269, then to 270. So we'll move that one out of the way. Then I'll take the Halo model and we'll put it right here on the scale. 263. So bigger engine, more technology, yet lighter weight than the entry-level sports car. That would be the carbon fiber that they could implement everywhere that they're saving weight. But then for the lightweight sports car, this was 270, 264, right? This was 264. I just got to see for myself. Yeah, 264. This one always gives me chills when I see this. Watch this. 241. That is under 250 grams, first off. And that is almost like 20 grams lighter than the Halo model, which once you get rid of all the technology and have a fixed wing on that right there goes to almost 1-to-1 kind of weight ratios to what these cars would be, which in my opinion is the most impressive of all of these. And it was one of those things that I caught on to later, and it proved to me that this was art. So with that, welcome to the Studded Garage. I hope you liked what we had here to show you today. If you want a more detailed video on how to build these, let me know, leave a comment. If you liked today's video, maybe leave a like. And thank you for tuning in, because this should be our first video. So thanks, and see ya.